Hello, hello, hi, Facebook Trooper. What's happening? What's going on? Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Happy Thursday. No, wait a minute. It's Wednesday, right? Happy Wednesday. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? I have no idea. Let me check. Let me see if it's Wednesday or Thursday before I even start. Somebody tell me. I don't even know if it's Wednesday or Thursday. I think it's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday in hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. What up? How are you? Welcome. Yeah, it is Wednesday. You're right. It's Wednesday here too. It's 10:22 p.m. 10:20 p.m. I got a really good one for you tonight. But I say that all the time, every night. I'm biased. You know what I mean? I'm biased. But tonight is a good one. If you're joining me live, let me know you're here. It would be nice to know who is watching. So, in an argument, I'm going to give you a little guide to help you pick who's right, who's not. Cool? Cool. And I got a story. I got to tell the story to build. So, in a very beautiful place, there lived a spiritual community. There was a great master there. He had many students, and two of these students one day got into an argument. They both had a different perspective on some aspect of the teaching. I realize that. I know Arizona doesn't change. Now, and they began arguing, right? One person said, I'm right. And the other person said, I'm right. And they couldn't agree. And the argument got more and more intense. Finally, they said, you know what? I think I should go and ask the teacher. So the first one said, you wait here and I'll go ask the teacher. So he goes into the great hall where the teacher was sitting, right? He bowed down to the teacher and said, Master, me and this other student were having this discussion. He said this, and I say this. My argument is logically consistent, and his is not. I'm right, aren't I? And the master looks at him with a peaceful smile and says, you are right. And he was satisfied, so excited, so satisfied. So he got up from there and he went to the student outside and laughed at him and said, look, the teacher said I was right. The other student couldn't believe it. How can that be? Let me go and ask him. The other student went to the great hall before the master and said, Master, the other student said this. Everything he's saying is not based on facts. What I'm saying is really the right way of seeing things, and this is what I said. Am I right? And the master looked at him with a peaceful smile and said, you are right. And he went outside satisfied and told the other student, the master told me I'm right. What were you talking about? So now they're both confused, right? How can this be? He told you were right, and he told me I was right. So they both went inside and they both bowed down to the master. Master, you told him that he was right. And then when I came and saw you, you told me that I was right. I said something totally different, and you told me that I'm right, and you told him that he's right. We can't both be right. And the master looked at them both with a peaceful smile on his face and said, "You are right." So the fascinating message of this, oh, T Money is probably asleep. I texted him, but he's 3 hours ahead, so he goes to bed early. But he'll watch the replay. I'll tag him. I love it that you're asking about Team Money. I love that. Team Money is money, dude. So the fascinating message of this story is that when we get too fixated on I am right, it always leads to a fight, doesn't it? That's been my experience. I've never been able to say I am right and walk away with everybody thinking I was right and everybody at peace. It's never happened. It's always ended up in an argument, a fight, we only see things from our point of view. A point of view is always limited. It is never comprehensive. The way I see this room now is bound to be very different from the way other people see this room, right? That's true. Dogs are always right. Now, what I'm going to share with you, this sentence right here is powerful. So knowledge is a point of view, right? If you think about it, knowledge is a point of view, and wisdom is the viewing point. Knowledge is the point of view, and the wisdom is the viewing point. The ability to see things from many different perspectives. The teacher was operating from wisdom. He was able to see one person's perspective and also the other person's perspective, which is why for him, they truly both were right. Did you catch that or what? So, I mean, feel me? So, from this story, we learn to let go of our strong identifications with likes and dislikes points of view. In fact, it's one of the most stubborn things to hold on to our point of view, to learn to let it go, to just witness different thoughts, different points of view. Now we can have true connection. Now we can have true higher understanding. Wow. I don't know about you, but what a powerful story, right? And we all could use this. How many times perspectives and different, right? So what you see is so different than what I see. How I interpret things is so different than how you interpret things, right? And imagine, sometimes you have a problem understanding you, right? Sometimes I have a hard time understanding me. Sometimes I don't get me, right? Right? So if you don't get you, how are you expecting somebody else to get you? Right? It's tough. It doesn't work out like that. You got to have that understanding. Now, yeah, that's not something, stubborn is, You know, there's a difference between being stubborn and being firm on your perspectives and beliefs and values and principles, right? There's a big difference between the two. One is based on logic and reason, and the other is based on emotions, right, and feelings. So if you're basing your decisions on, hey, just the fact that, you know, I just don't like it, and I'm not going to walk on any reasoning or whatsoever, I just don't like it. Well, you got to see where else that shows up in life and where else it's blocking you from progression in life, progress in life, right? So, you know, so there's a fine line between the two, but I mean, what a powerful story that you got to see both sides of the story. Now, sometimes, see, the thing is this, it's got to be two-sided to understand both sides of the story, right? So you can't just have one side understanding that side of the story and the other side not understanding your side, right? So it's got to be both-sided, that you understand both sides. And, you know, get rid of trying. You're learning. That's it. Get rid of the trying. No trying and no hoping. I get rid of those. But right. So it's better to have an. I guess that the point is really do your best to understand, and then let that sink in and marinate with your principle, your values, right? So you let those thoughts, you let those points of view, those thoughts, those emotions of the other, you know, person, yes, you let that, welcome that, and you take a look at it, you evaluate it, you match it up with your values, your principles, and you see, hey, you know what, this one doesn't go well with what I believe or what I practice, so I'm gonna not go there, right? So that's how you could evaluate to see, and it doesn't have to be an argument, it just has to be, it can be an understanding of the situation, right? Or most of the time it does lead to an argument. Let's be truthful. But what a great, powerful story to be able to really put yourself out there. And thank you, much love for sharing, and truly to put yourself out there to see the other person's perspective and really work in it, right? So hopefully you got some love, some inspiration, some value from this live. I appreciate you guys who show up live, and those of you who watch the replay and send me chats and messages. You know, I gotta tell you this. Some of you guys, I had no idea you existed, and randomly you send me a chat and you say, you know, I watch your lives, and we're not even, like, we weren't even friends, and I get this chat says, I watch your lives, or I watched your live the other night and that was awesome, it hit home for me, or, you know, this and that. And that's how I've become friends with some of you, and some of you have become really, really close friends, like really good friends. So, man, I appreciate that. The connections I've had. Listen, at the end of the year, I'm hitting 3 years of every single day lives. That's gangsta. I'm gonna add that up and let you know how many that is, but that's straight every night in a row, you know, not missing one. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. So thank you for all your support. I really appreciate you guys, the comments, the love you guys give me. I really appreciate that. So thank you. I want to know what you thought about this live. Hey, if you win an argument, you really haven't won, right? Because it's not a competition. I keep saying that. Man, it is not a competition. So hopefully you got some love. I want to know your thoughts. Man, thank you so much. I know you're going to tell everybody. So I appreciate you guys. And until tomorrow, where we do it all over again. Much love.